Question is, can the Browns win this weekend? After all that stuff I just said to you, after all the crazy stuff that I said, can the Browns win this weekend? Sure, the Browns can win this weekend. Here's the problem. How many plays do you make? Last week, I told people it's about Joe Flacco throwing the football. I told them that the Browns cannot run the football. They won't run the football. And the Cincinnati Bengals just did that. They made sure that the Cleveland Browns could not run the football. Now, Quinshon Judkins, there's been a sighting. He's been at practice. Quinshon Judkins has been at practice. By the way, we'll show you. He was at practice all week. People asked me, do you think he will play? I said, I don't know. But Kevin Stefanski has now come out and said he had a good week of practice and he may play. Now, here's the thing. The reason why Judkins is important is because of this. Dylan Sampson had a really nice game out of the backfield, dinking and dunking and doing some different things. And he had a really, really good week with that. But here's the thing. They need to be able to run through the tackles. They need to be able to get to downhill, and they need to be able to have a running back that is able to sustain that. I want to see more outside zone. I don't know what the Cleveland Browns have been. This inside zone stuff is not going to get it done. You take a look at the Pro Football Focus grades with Joe Bitonio. You take a look at the Pro Football grades. They're in the high 70s, which is solid, but DeJuan Jones at 40%. Jack Conklin is questionable with an eye. Ethan Pochich. The Cleveland Browns are not built for 2020. They cannot just run at people. And the thing that you got to realize is a lot of that was Nick Chubb. A lot of what they were able to do in 2020 was Nick Chubb. When you look at a guy like Quinshon Judkins, he's more built in a way that can handle that. So you need to have Quinshon Judkins be able to run the ball. Maybe he give you 10, 12 carries. People talk about, I don't know, is he in shape? Listen. By all accounts, he came back in pretty good shape. But here's the thing with Judkins. You definitely want to figure it out sooner than later because they need to be able to run the football when you got a 41-year-old quarterback in Joe Flacco. By the way, full disclosure, this is why you got to listen to the hour and some change of the Barbershop. I thought Joe Flacco played pretty well. I thought his defense didn't do nothing for him. Not defense, excuse me. The defense did a lot for him, 40 and slip. I thought his receivers didn't help him out. And the reason I was so tough on them receivers was this. I got to keep it a buck. I got to keep it 1,000. When you're talking about Joe Flacco and them receivers, once those rookies get into the game, right, we talk about Joe Flacco, I got to give them the same energy that if Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel was in the game. If Shedeur Sanders and Dylan Gabriel was in the game and they threw them footballs to Cedric Tillman and Jerry Jeudy and they dropped them and they turned into interceptions, people would be like, you got to catch the ball. So I'm not going to switch it up and be like, well, it was on Joe. No, it wasn't. I thought Joe played well enough for him to win the football game. The problem is the Cleveland Browns find a way to give games away. And I was very upset that Jerry Jeudy dropped the fourth down right in his hands. I was salty at Cedric Tillman, and I was salty that we tried to amp Cedric Tillman up like he was anything other than a regular guy. No, stop it. That's another thing we be doing way too much. Look, catch the ball, make your kicks. But when you talk about can the Cleveland Browns win, here's the game plan. Here's what you need to see, right? The first thing that really hurts the Browns and not even really hurts them. It's just the first thing that is the obstacle for them is just what the Baltimore Ravens do. The Baltimore Ravens are going to be coming with an offense that is multiple. The Baltimore Ravens are going to run this football. Derrick Henry, 6'4", 250 some odd pounds. He gives you a lot of different looks that the Baltimore Ravens are difficult to stop because not only are they going to get the ball to Derrick Henry, right? Not only they get a ball to Derrick Henry, now you have to game tackle him. But now what happens when you got a guy like Lamar Jackson that can use read option, fake to Derrick Henry up, I'm out the backside. You also have guys like Carson Schlesinger and Mason Graham who are in the middle. And the thing that you got to realize with Carson Schlesinger and Mason Graham is They played better in this. I thought Schlesinger overall played a better game than Graham. Graham played better in the second half. But that first drive against the Cincinnati Bengals, they was running right at him. And the Baltimore Ravens will do that. I expect them to see a heavy dose of the run game to check their temperature. Because if they can't stop the run the first few drives, it's going to be a long day. Second thing they do is they're able to attack you at all different levels. They got Mark Andrews at tight end that can still move down the field and catch you underneath. You got Lamar Jackson, who is a much improved passer, can throw the deep ball. And where he really kills you is if you rush and you don't have lane integrity, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, that means rushing and keeping your gap integrity. Don't overextend yourself. You got to get deepest to deepest, which means if you get to the top shoulder, Myles Garrett, you got to be able to come back and retrace your steps and get back. But don't just run upfield, because Lamar Jackson will pull that ball, run it down. And the thing is, you don't want the methodical 12, 14, 15, 17 play drives where Lamar Jackson is just scrambling on third down. Those are some of the things that really give you headaches when you're the Cleveland Browns defense. If you're the Cleveland Browns defense, no bust. I think Greg Newsome played a really good game. Matter of fact, Greg Newsome, to me, played one of the best football games I've seen from him. Myles Garrett, obviously, is Myles Garrett. There will be no leadership conversations. We're going to continue to get that up out of here. Myles Garrett. And then you take a look at Denzel Ward, who was ever do. Carson Schlesinger, I think, had a nice game. I think that the key is making sure that he does not scramble. They're going to have to play some zone because when you're in man-to-man coverage and you cover and your back is towards the quarterback. And so if he pulls the ball down and gets past the linebacker crew, you're in trouble, because now the defensive back's shoulders is turned. They don't even see him coming, and that could be a problem. Offensively, I again say this. Your best opportunity to win this football game is, even if he's 41, Joe Flacco has to hit passes in the 12 to 25 intermediate range. 12 to 25. You got to hit those plays. Cincinnati played a lot of cover two. They said, nope, we're going to make you dink and dunk down the field. And we believe that you'll have a turnover or two. It'll be a turnover and down. Somebody will drop the ball, but we'll play that and make sure no big plays happen. I think the Cleveland Browns have to do a better job of figuring that out. But to do that, they're going to have to get creative. If you can't run right at them, orbit motion, jet sweep motion, a lot of miscellaneous. I want to see the screen game. Screen game going to be big this week for Kevin Stefanski, right? You're going to have to get multiple. We saw Harold Fanning Jr. at tight end. He got a couple direct snaps from I thought he played a really good game. Shout out to Cam McKinley, Matt God. I thought he had a really nice game. Really nice. He had to drop, but he'll tell you I need to catch it later on in the game. But I thought he played really well. For me, the Cleveland Browns, if they can play complementary football, in which I mean, I need the offense to have 15, 17 play drives. We need to have those. 15, 17 plays, methodically work the ball down the football field, and at the same time, the defense is keeping Lamar Jackson off the field. The thing that we saw with Joe Burrow, and he didn't get frustrated with, but I think you could get Lamar a little frustrated, is when you have the opportunity, right? When you got the opportunity to make him go 3 and out and he's sitting over there drinking Kool-Aid, he's going to be upset because the offense is not going to be on the field. Make him sit there and watch you for a half hour before he get the ball back. But to do that, you have to convert. You got to convert third downs. You can't have turnovers and drop balls. If you go for it on fourth down, you got to catch the football. And most importantly, kickers. This is the last week we're going to talk about this. Hey, they gave you a mulligan. They gave you a get out of jail free card. You missed some kicks this week, I'll guarantee you we put the deuces up. Bye. You missed kicks this week? I ain't got no time for it. You're going to tune in to UCSS, and I'm going to want all the smoke. Nope. And if you're Kevin Stefanski, frankly, I didn't think Kevin Stefanski's, I thought it was a fine game plan. It wasn't, I thought it was a fine game plan, and I think Joe Flacco executed what they wanted to do. This game, you're going to have to let it all hang. I think you're going to have to get creative. And let me tell you this. If it's fourth and anything under 4, this is Madden football on the PS5. We're going for that. I don't care. 4th and 4, go for it. You're taking points off the board. Nah, not where we come from. Not where I'm concerned. Points off the board. No. What we're gonna do, we're going for those every single time. So the only time I want to see him, I'm talking 20 to 32 yards. We'll go for it. Other than that, we going for all of these 4th downs. Them is the keys to the game. We'll talk. What do you got? I'll give you my keys to the game. I gave you mine. What are your keys to the game? And then here, after we get to all the super chats, I'll go through. Give me your prediction for the game. I'll give you my final score record. Let's get final score. We're gonna rapid fire them. Final score, put it in here before we get up out here. Final score. Cleveland Browns, Baltimore Ravens. I want to see if the consensus is the Cleveland Browns can get a win. And then I'll give you my score and we'll get up out of here. Let's go. Hey, Miss Robinson. Why you be having you one of the managers and then be like, let me come to the office. Come to the office and let me talk to you real quick. Let's get to the office. 24-21 Browns. Okay. 2017 Browns. Hey, listen, this is why we drink the Kool-Aid around here. I said all I said, and it still don't matter. 7-32. What? 17-13. L. 45-3. L. Let's see. 30-35. Let's see. 42-10. Yeah, wow. 24-21 Dogs. Let's go. There we go. G, how old is you? I'm 43. 43 years old, man. Let's see. Ravens 35. Browns 14. That's a nice fish you caught right there, my guy. 35-14. All right. 23-14 Browns. We can sit up here and talk. We can sit up here and talk about the Browns, how bad it is all day. We'd still be picking them to win. Deep in my heart, I talked about the Browns for 2 hours. In my heart of hearts, I'm going to bed praying for the Cleveland Browns. Lord, please help Joe Flacco be able to get out of bed. Lord, can you tell Kevin Stefanski not to be doing nothing crazy? Lord, also, please protect Jerry Jeudy's. Jerry Jeudy's hands need to be prayed over. Cedric Tillman's hands need to be prayed over. Can you please pray on those hands? By the way, Myles Garrett, please hope that he gets 17. But God be sitting there telling you, listen, son, you know you shouldn't pray about sports games. I know. And you've been praying about these folks for about 30 years, and that should tell you something. Faith without works is dead. But listen, you said prayer changes things, though. You did. Let's keep it going. 35-21. SKE Sports Talk. Ms. Bell, 21-0. 0-21. 35-14 Ravens. 32-7 Ravens. 22-21 who? Okay, the Dogs get that dub. Okay. 30-17 Ravens. 26-21 Browns. James, you dirty. You dirty, James. You dirty. 55-0. 55. Yoshi Doji. 28-27. Isaiah Bond with a touchdown late. I like it. Let's go. B. Will. Baltimore 35-18. 27-7. Browns lose. Browns 17-10. I like that. Dorsey. G. Bush 17. Quincy Carrier 7. Is that our Madden score? Yeah, Quincy can't beat me in Madden. You tell him if he wants the smoke, he comes over. He can pick his team. PS5, G. Bush 91. He don't want no smoke. Stanley Smith. Dang. 35-6 Ravens. Dang. Ravens 24, Browns 13. Robert, you dirty. You dirty, bro. 77-7. This is why we can't. This is why we can't. Rochelle Rucker. She gonna put the is that our win-loss record for the year? The first games before Shador play, or this is just totally like you got it the 12-3 game. We'll see. 28-20 Browns. 49ers need 12. Stop. Edwin, that's a very strong picture you got up there, but stop trying to trade 12. I told you I'm his unofficial agent in the media. We are not taking trade requests at this time. A.G. Bush, you look like you 30. That's that skincare routine. I told Jason, I said, I did my cleanse the other day. Ravens, you know what, Noel? You know what? You know what? You didn't even put the S on the end of it. You dirty. 24-21. Yeah, this is why y'all diabolical. This is why I don't be opening it up like this. I'm opening up the chat for y'all. Y'all just come in here just 20-17. Oh, here we go, Tommy. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Where's your do you got one? I'm looking for it. Where is it at? I can't see it. I can't see it. Let me see. They say my moderator is in the what's the name in the chat. I can't see it. I'm looking for it. Let me see. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Put it in there again. Let's see. While she put that in there. Neil Gray, Stefanski is the common denominator. 3-14, 40-45 record in 6 years. Ravens 34, Browns 13. Joe 3 interceptions, 2. Dang, Neil. 3 and 2. Good gracious. Let me see let's get to the bottom. Rosie up top. There you go. What's your score? 24-7. Rosie B has 24-17. Well, I'm not going to tell whom your favorite player is. She has 2 favorite players. Her favorite player is Lamar Jackson. Her second favorite player is Shador Sanders. She says since Shador is not playing, 24-17 Ravens. Let's go with G. Bush. Let's get to mine. Hold on. Here we go. Curtis. 34-10. 34-10 Ratbirds. I'm gonna go. I think I had 31-13 Ravens. I'm always holding out for hope. Always holding out that the Browns will show me something, but not holding my breath on it. But whether we win, lose, or draw, you can catch me right here, breaking it all down right here in the Barbershop and UCSS.